Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to call out 10 stocks heading into this week. I feel quite confident most of these stocks will gap up, but as always, like we do at the start of any weekly watch list, let's do a quick recap of last week's trades. Let me first preface with saying this though. I'm not some self-proclaimed guru or YouTuber with like 500,000 subscribers that whenever they call out a stock, it literally gaps up the next day because of the amount of followers they have. I'm merely a YouTube channel with 200 subs, and yet I've delivered consistent successful trades last month purely based on the technicals. I was 34 of 41 for my weekly stock callouts in July. That's a 83% accuracy. I promise you I'm not saying that to brag. I'm simply illustrating a point that once you develop that intuition that comes with years of experience, you can read technical charts a lot easier. And it certainly helps to have reliable indicators at your side too. But anyways, enough of that. Let's get started with the first stock recap. As always, we look at the closing price of the last trading session of the prior week, which was on the 24th. Then we look at what was the high of that stock the week after. And if there was a big enough range there to make a profit, that's how we considered the trade to be a success. And we were 4 for 5 this past week. So last week we called out Rexar, ticker symbol REXR. I believe this was our most successful trade. The closing price of that Friday was $41.88, and this past week the stock reached a high of $48.08. That's nearly a 15% move, and that's definitely not bad for a $40 stock. Next stock is AMSF. The closing price was $63.60, and it reached a high of $65.79, but it was kind of choppy as you can see. Nonetheless, profit potential was there. Next stock was TRP. Closing price was $44.60 and it reached a high of $46.10. Next stock was SNP, and this was our first and only loser. The closing price was $44.62, and although it reached a high of $45.10, that wasn't a good enough range, and plus it completely sold off way too much afterwards. So definitely could have done a better job with that. The last stock was Target, TGT. The closing price was $123.71 and it reached a high of $125.93. And speaking of Target, this is going to be our first stock of the 10 we're calling out for this week for a continuation play. The daily chart does not look too bad, but it's the weekly chart that impresses me the most. So looking at this chart, I think it has a chance up to 129 or 130, so let's see. But anyways, let's move on to the next stock. Next stock is Walgreens, ticker symbol WBA. This stock did drop after earnings, but I'm looking to see if it can get back up to 43 plus to this 20 EMA. Plus, I like the fact this reversal study went off 2 weeks ago. The daily chart could look better, but it's not too bad, especially how we got this bullish candlestick on Friday. Next stock is FTI. I like how both of these daily candlesticks closed above the 20 EMA and the 100-day SMA. Switch over to the weekly chart, and we can see a reversal signal went off recently. So let's see if we can see at least a dollar share move, at least up to that 20 EMA. Next stock is XRX, which is Xerox. Again, love the reversal study indicator here and love this bullish weekly candlestick even more. It tells me we could see a nice move this upcoming week. Let's switch over to the daily chart. Not too bad, hoping it can make a move up to the 100-day SMA. Next stock is DUK, which is Duke Energy. I'm liking the setup. Looks like it has room to go higher. Switch over to the weekly chart. It is running up against the 20 EMA, but looks like the closing price closed above it, and plus it looks pretty bullish, so definitely one to keep an eye out for. Alright, halfway. Next stock is COM, COMM. Again, another reversal study going off, followed by a bullish weekly candlestick, so I'm going to predict a move higher for this upcoming week. Switch over to the daily chart. A little nervous that the candlestick, or that the last candlestick, is brushing up against the 100-day SMA, and ideally you'd like to see a perfect synchronization of both the weekly and daily chart. And in this case, I have more conviction for the weekly chart for the stock, but let's see. Next stock is ED. And this is another stock sort of brushing up against the 100-day SMA, but I do like the closing price closed above it. Switch over to the weekly chart. Okay, and this is brushing up against the 20 EMA, and the closing price was below it. Nonetheless, I'm still going to stick to this trade for a gap up this week just based on this sort of bullish pattern, but we'll find out. Next stock is PRK. Looks like they killed earnings last week, and sometimes when you see a huge move like this on the weekly chart, there's typically a bit of consolidation before it can break out again. So this could be a stock to watch in the next few coming weeks. Let's switch over to the daily chart. It could be better, but I think this is still a stock to keep on watch. I'm obviously still including it in my watch list for a gap up, but think we should be a bit more cautious on this one after last week's move. Next stock is another stock that was in our last week's watch list, and that's TRP. I believe TRP is going to have more room to run, but not based on this daily chart. If you switch over to the weekly chart, you can see this reversal study went off not too long ago. It's possible the move could slow down this week, but I'm going to call it out for a gap up. The last stock is Hershey, ticker symbol HSY. This company had good earnings, so it's ran up quite a bit. This past week was quiet, and it's also possible it could consolidate some more this week, but before ultimately running up. So this could be a play for next week, but definitely one to keep on watch nonetheless. On the daily chart, doesn't look as good. I could see a scenario where the stock could definitely come down too, but still going to keep an eye out. But anyways, that's it for the 10 stocks. As always, if you guys enjoyed this content and want to support this channel, definitely hit that like button and subscribe for more future videos. Take care guys, and see you next time. Bye.